Hello everypony, Dale over here. Warning: this video will contain pictures from Google that is not mine, so please give respect to the owners of these pictures and copyrights. And also warning, it's going to contain my personally opinion about the new MLP episode. So if you haven't watched the new MLP episode, I would recommend that you watch that first before you see me hear me ramble about what is happening and spoilers and stuff like that. But without further ado, 3, 2, 1, here we go. So the Christmas episode was really nice. I really do like that they're taking in different kinds of Christmas and holiday traditions around the world. Actually, I was really liking Jonas and Galileo's, or what he's called. I'm sorry, I will put a picture here of the small main six, or how to call them, yeah. But I really do see some similarities to some stories and to some traditions. So I'm actually going to start with those, like the dragons. I don't know where that's from, but like telling stories to your kids before they fall asleep, or like telling stories around the bonfire, scary stories and stuff like that. We have seen that before. But I really do like that there is holiday where it's not like all nice and stuff like that. But you also have to think about like they're having a good time even so, because like we hear like the dragons are having the prize of getting gems and stuff like that. But moving on, the next one is with Yuna. As I said, I really wanted to talk about this because like the symbolism here is just too great for me, or maybe it's just me that's looking too much in this episode. But Yuna says like they hold the tradition, and then they went out to the stuff where they had like this ceremony for her, where they put braids in her hair or bows, right? And I was just like thinking like that sounds really Indian. But when I looked it up, there was like all of these different traditions, like from not only Indian, but like also Welsh and Holland, and even like Vikings and Chinese and stuff like that. So I was just like, wow, okay, there's a lot of different kinds of traditions that have something to do with hair. But I was actually thinking like it symbolized that Yuna was becoming a full-grown, or how to say that, she was becoming a woman, or I don't know how to explain this, but like when I became a woman, like we had this, I'll not say celebration, but we had tradition in our family, and I don't know if this is a Viking tradition or what it is or where it came from. But when the girl becomes a woman, the mom will put a braid in your hair. I actually have pictures of myself from that time. I will not show that here. But where I had like in my right side, I had like this braid in my hair, and that was to symbolize like I was grown up and stuff like that. And I'm thinking about like I don't think it was near Christmas at all. So yeah, I don't see like the similarities there. But I do believe like this was a tradition that they have in Christmas. So when Yak becomes of age, not only like the women, but also I think like when the two young men, Yaks, or how to call those, are going to become men, they will also have a tradition at that specific Christmas holiday, yeah. But I'll show pictures of different traditions here, and I will put link in the description down below so you can go and see the different things that I found, because it was actually really interesting. I also found like traditions where you cut the hair or where you put the hair up in a certain way. Mostly it was with weddings and stuff like that. I do understand this, but like I think like I don't know where I saw this, but I'm thinking like there was also a movie I saw at one point where the young girl gets a bow in her hair because she becomes like a woman and stuff like that. So yeah, I will just leave that here, all of the links, so you can go and see what I mean. And I feel like that's really beautiful tradition and stuff like that. Okay, now for Galios's, or how to pronounce his name. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right. But I saw a lot of the Little Match Girl, and I will leave a link to the Little Match Girl here by H.C. Andersen. He's actually a Danish author that have like a lot of Christmas stories and stuff like that. My favorites is actually the small Christmas tree, or the Christmas tree, the Little Match Girl, and the Nutcracker and stuff like that. So I will definitely recommend you go and see his story. I will not recommend this if you are getting emotionally really quickly. So yeah, it's really sad. So just be prepared for that. I will show a picture of it here so you know what you're getting yourself into. But I saw a lot of similarities with Galios and the Little Match Girl here in these stories. So I was like thinking maybe they got some inspiration from there. And then there's the Hippogriff story. It's self-explanatory because she says like how it's happening and stuff like that. And we have Sandbar that just has normal Christmas, I guess, with his doll falling to the flames and stuff like that. I feel like it was actually a really good story that he had, and I feel like that's also worthwhile, yeah, even though like it was really short. But I do appreciate the different forms of stories here, because we need to like I guess mix and match traditions. I have always been like open for trying new traditions and stuff like that. And I definitely feel like this episode actually did a little better job with handling this. But I really do feel like my favorite heartwarming story is still with this one with Starlight, and then the Pinkie Pie and Applejack one where they're trading traditions, because like there you can really see like a family that comes from nothing and has nothing, like, and a family that has like some things and like are used to getting like good stuff, right? I actually feel like that is the way that they're trying to symbolize here. But a way to go for the show writers to have actually our first confirmed orphan, and I hope like he will be taken in by the other Griffs so he can have a family with them. Even though that they're not family, you can still you know adopt children. And I feel like that could be a really sentimental episode if we had like the small main six, or how to call them, Yuna and all of those, go back to their family and try to get Galios actually adopted into their families. But let me know what you think about the episode down below. If you feel like I'm getting way too deep into Yuna's Christmas story. But yeah, that was actually all, you guys. Do remember that inspiration is right around the corner. Do remember to take care of yourself and loved ones. And that's actually all. Yeah, okay, bye.